vampire and dragon defeated. Oh, we had our fun. Finished every quest released in 2001. 22 full years of questing, baking a death we cannot do. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2002. Welcome back to February 27th, 2002. Don't worry about this Executioner End the Rending giant demon over here. That's not something we need to worry about. And also not something we can even interact with, even if it was that time. For whatever reason, Ironman cannot interact with demon flash mobs. But that's not what we're doing right now. We're doing some crafting. Because we need money right now, something to AFK right now, and much higher crafting level in the future. And it's the pretty immediate future here, honestly. It's going to be useful to have. So we're making holy symbols. Or unstrung symbols, specifically. And we're getting a little bit of mining XP, a little bit of smithing XP, and a little bit of crafting XP. And a little bit of money. Doing overall pretty solid. Enjoying my extra inventory space that I have recollected after trading in my diamond and getting the dragon longsword. So that's always good. Yeah, we're level 50 crafting. We need to get several levels in order to do something important in the future. And we'll start with level 51 crafting. That is snakeskin chaps, strong cooking urns, spinal leather van braces, and mystic boots. Nope. There is a lot of things in the crafting skill. Not too many that we're going to be able to make use of here. Just yet. But it will be good to have in the immediate future and the far future. So we're going to just stick here for a little bit. We don't actually need a huge amount of money to buy back the pieces of equipment that we can buy back. So we'll be okay either way here. But it's going to be a bit of this until I'm done AFKing, I guess. And then we will move on to doing some quests. So that's good too. 52 crafting. As a quest requirement, seaweed nets, Arctic pine pyre ships, Phoenix Lair funeral pyre, duskweed shoes, and strong rune crafting irons. Wild. None of that. 56 mining. That is higher criticals against runite rocks and higher chance of geodes from runite rocks. That is 85 mining. We can't do that. 53 crafting. Well, that is snakeskin bodies, strong fishing urns, spinal leather boots, and mystic hats. Again, none of those things yet. That's going to be enough crafting for right now. We have enough money to move on to more things here. But before we leave Alcarid, we got one more thing I want to do. Going to be useful for the upcoming quest. I'm going to make some gloves. Technically, we could just pick up or purchase the gloves. But where's the Ironmaning in that? We gotta just do everything ourselves with the help of all these shops and such, but eh. We take out the money here. We can see we're up to 85,000 coins again, so that's pretty good. Especially after spending 100,000 coins on the Dragon Longsword. My goodness. If we want to make some gloves here, we just need to go get a cowhide, from the conveniently located cows right over here. We're going to cull this one that has escaped the pen in one strike of our powerful sword. Grab the cowhide, and back to Alcarid. Definitely going to be something to be paying attention to with the dragon longsword here. Since it is a long sword, not a short sword or scimitar or mace or dagger, it is a bit slower. Now, we will see how that affects things. But for now, we should be okay. In the future, fastest speed dragon weapons will be available, but that's not for a while. And we're going to be doing a lot of training with this dragon longsword. I can assure you of that. My goodness. Tan hide, leather, and make a nice pair of leather gloves. These are unfortunately range equipment. Our accuracy here is 1584, and if we put on the gloves, we get nerfed. Our hybrid nerf of -8. So, cannot wield leather gloves with the rest of our setup here. Which is odd. You wouldn't think it would be that big of a deal, but it really is. It really is. And we don't need the holy mold or the bronze pickaxe right now. We can always just pick that up back when we're in the area. But let us go around to the different shops and purchase the pieces of our equipment that we can. Namely, rune plate legs from the Champions Guild for 25,000. An adamant full helm in Barbarian Village for 6,000. And a rune plate body from Oziach for 41,000. That is significantly cheaper than it should be, but it also has the same stats as the chain, so it's fine. In RuneScape Classic, you can't wear plate bodies and gloves at the same time, so you'd have to choose the chain. But since it's the same stats as the chain, we don't get any benefit from wielding it. Here's our first rune plate body. Looking snazzy. Still missing a few bits here, so we will continue on our merry way, heading over to try to get our shield back, because the amulet is going to be a bit of a situation. And on my way here through Port Sarim, we're going to do some shopping. I'm going to get a few air runes, fire runes, water runes, earth runes. I don't know if we're really going to need to teleport to Lumbridge, but having the suite of teleports available for right now seems like a solid choice. So now we can teleport to Varrock, Lumbridge, and Falador. So that's going to be convenient for speeding some things up here. Does take more inventory spaces, that's for sure. But we should be okay. Also, we're going to get a lobster pot, because we're going to do some fishing. And also for the quest, along with the gloves here, we're getting some cheese. And I'm going to be confident in myself and only buy one cheese. And I think we need a axe. Don't think that's in the shop here on Karamja, because we need to. Well, this will be fine. We will just go over to the. If we're not gonna have the axe, we're not gonna have the tinderbox, I guess. There is a range in Port Sarum. So, as long as we don't burn too many things, we should be okay. Although I think there's an axe over in Brimhaven we go pick up. That's a possibility. Yeah, no axes here. Because I do want to bring plenty of lobsters. The question of when items just lying on the ground show up is definitely more difficult than when a place exists. There's I'm spawn, Brimhaven. Yeah. Existed in Classic. Whether or not it existed on the first day here is another question. Otherwise, we could have just went over to Lumbridge and come back, so it's appropriate enough. We'll pop on over to Brimhaven here. Getting more use out of Brimhaven than I honestly expected. Wild. Any of these trees choppable over on this side? Probably not. Grab the axe here. We got all sorts of tropical trees. That's not quite what we need. Alright. So we're gonna go fish some lobsters, fight some ice giants. We can also see how well the Dragon Longsword does. I've also switched back to just strength experience until we get to 60 in order to get the most out of the Dragon Longsword here. So that should work out fine. Lots of steps. Lots of steps. Okay. Let's try out the Dragon Longsword. There's only 3 ice giants here, and we are already kind of defeating all of them faster than they would spawn with the rune mace. So I think with the Dragon Longsword, we're definitely going to need to have to fight some ice warriors. That's okay. Just more experience and all that. Just 2-hit him. Let's see if we can get a critical of 193. That's pretty good. It's definitely going to be a situation where, since it's a slower weapon, there's going to be a lot more overkill damage. So it's not going to quite be as much faster as you might think it would be. But, that's okay. We're just here for a shield. I guess we can get some money and prayer XP and everything along the way. So, that'll be good. We'll see if I can see any even larger XP drops. So, that'll be cool. Or, not really XP drops. The XP drops are all the same size, because it's per kill. But, bigger hits, I suppose. Well, I guess we're going to be hitting even higher numbers there. That is 53 strength. So that is nothing except hitting higher. And also the Black Kite Shield, so there we go. I hit a 194, so I'm just 1 better. But now that we have another strength level, presumably we're going to be even stronger, so that's cool. That's good for us. We don't really need to run here. We're just going to teleport to Falador. Going to sell these 2 bits of salvage that should have been equipment to the general store here, since we don't have any nature runes currently. Get a few more coins for that. 4,000 total coins from just a few ice giants. Not bad. Cash stack back up to 15k. Nice. Alright. So now, we can go and start Witch's House. Has no requirements. The required items are cheese or a cheese wheel. That is a thing that's going to exist later. Leather gloves, and some combat equipment and food. Defeat a shape-shifting enemy with forms, plural, up to level 49. Very good. Now, the witch's house should be right over here, through this gate and to the north. But it was moved in January 2012. So now it is to the south. Also, this quest became free-to-play in September 2017. So that's something. All this area was free-to-play with the changes to Berthorpe and Taverley here. So making the quest completely situated within this area also free-to-play made a lot of sense. There is Nority Hag there. And we are going in there to help Harvey here. Hello, young man. The boy sobs. What's the matter? I've kicked my ball over the hedge into the garden. The old lady who lives there is scary. She's locked the ball in her shed. Can you get my ball back for me, please? Witch's house. Accept. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Thanks, mister. And that is all the information we get here. We just need to break into Nora's house here, get to her shed, and retrieve a ball. Shouldn't be too complicated. First step, getting inside. The door is locked, but if we look under the potted plant here, we get a hidden key for the house. And there we go. This cheese was added later to make the quest more streamlined, but we had to supply our own cheese. And here we have a diary, which could give us some helpful tips. The 2nd of Pentember. RuneScape has its own different names for months and days and such. Experiment is growing larger daily, making excellent progress now. I'm currently feeding it on a mixture of fungus, tar, and clay. It seems to like this combination a lot. So there is an experiment going on. And it's eating things, so monster. And the next day, on the 3rd of Pentember, experiment is going extremely well. Moved it to the garden shed. It does too much damage in the house. It's getting very strong now, but unfortunately, it is not too intelligent yet. Has a mean stare, too. On the 4th, sausages for dinner tonight. Lovely. What a fun diary. On the 5th, a guy called Professor Odenstein installed a new security system for me in the basement. He seems to have a lot of good security ideas. So there's a security system we need to deal with. On the 6th, don't want people getting into the back garden to see the experiment. Professor Odenstein is fitting me a new security system after his successful installation in the cellar. 7th, that pesky kid keeps kicking his ball into my garden. I swear if he does it again, I'm going to lock his ball away in the shed. So this wasn't a one-time incident with the kid kicking his ball in here. Kinda had it coming at this point, but we will not let obvious trying to teach people lessons get in the way of us doing whatever anyone tells us to do. So, we're still going for it. We will get that ball because we said we would. On the 8th, the security system is done by Zamrak. Wow, it is contrived. Now to open my own back door, I lure a mouse out of a hole in the back porch. I fit a magic curved piece of metal to the harness on its back. The mouse goes back in the hole, and the door unlocks. The professor tells me this is cutting-edge technology. As an added precaution, I've hidden the key to the shed in a secret compartment of the fountain in the garden. No one will ever look there. And this is why you don't leave your diary lying out for any would-be trespassers to nose through. We got all the information about the security system and even where the secret key is located. On the 9th, Still can't think of a good name for the experiment. Leaning towards Fritz. Though I am also considering Lucy, as it reminds me of my mother. Alright. So if we go over this way, we can see the mouse hole. Place some cheese here, we could lure the mouse out. But we need to get the curved magical metal piece that the witch was talking about in the diary. Got a cauldron up here. Not really a kitchen per se. Got some cheese on the table. Again, not much of a kitchen. But then we have downstairs, where we've got a gate. Space reserved for a shockingly bad pun. As we can see, it is electrified. Sending electricity through the bars. So, very defended basement here. And that is where the leather gloves come in. We can also search these chests for leather gloves and such. And cabbage and whatnot. But all we need to do is put on the leather gloves and we can open the door. Simple as that. In the cupboard, we find a magnet. That is the magical curved metal that was spoken of. I'm going to take off the gloves because they lower our stats. And now, we can get the mouse here. By using the cheese on the mouse hole, a mouse runs out of the hole. Scurrying around, you have to give it a magnet, put it in the little harness. Attach the magnet to the mouse's harness. The mouse finishes the cheese and runs back into its hole. Here's some odd noises from inside the walls. Strange whirring noise from above the door frame. Now the door is unlocked. So, in the process of trying to get into her garden, just to risk electrocution and dealing with live animals. Definitely a strategy. And now, the stealth section. We need to run around here without getting seen by hiding behind the shrubbery. Can't go to the shed immediately because we need to go get the key from the fountain over here. I'm going to play this safe. Wait for the witch to walk back past here. She's got some interesting statues here. Statue of Zamorak. And a fountain perfect for witch melting. If we check the fountain, find a secret compartment with a small key inside, which we take. Perfect. Now we just need to get back to the shed, which is easy enough. And inside, we can get the ball back. But of course, it's not that easy. A shapeshifter appears and knocks you back from the ball. Starts as a purple chicken, but has multiple forms. It turned into a spider. So we just whack it with our sword very effectively. Now it turned into a bear. Wow. And each form is stronger and has more health and everything. Not strong enough to be of much concern to us, but if you're not prepared, getting attacked by a bear can be a bad time all around. And then, once more, wolf form. Wow. Yeah, we are high level at this point, comparatively. That's going to be a running theme for a lot of quests, where we are vastly over-leveled. Because just because it's a newer quest doesn't mean it's going to be the hardest thing ever. We defeated the shapeshifter, we take the ball, and now we just need to escape. Once again, being careful to not get seen by the witch. Because if she catches you at any point, she takes anything you're not supposed to have and kicks you out. So at this point we would lose the ball. And that was the whole point of coming over here. So let's not do that, shall we? Open up this door. And then this door. And then this door. And we are freed and clear back outside. Nice and simple. Nice and easy. Especially when you are prepared with all the supplies you're going to need. Or when the quest is slightly reworked to just give you all the supplies. But either way. Hi, I have got your ball back. It was much harder than I thought it would be. You give the ball back. Thank you so much. And our reward is 4 quest points and 6,325 Constitution XP. That is less experience than we would have gotten with the whole RuneScape Classic experience calculation for quests. At level 56 Constitution here, it would have been 8,725. So, that's fine. And that is not enough for a level. Not by a long shot. But that's okay. And since that was so very, very easy, we're going to continue on to Merlin's Crystal. Required items are an interesting selection of things. So we are going to go and make / collect all the stuff we need. Making some bread over here in Lumbridge. Didn't even have to juggle pots of flour back and forth across the map, so that's fantastic. One bit of bread here. Teleport over to Falador. Teleporting really is pretty great, all things considered. Also, I don't need these gloves anymore. So drop those two. And now, we need to get over to the other side of White Wolf Mountain. Currently, there is no shortcuts or any other way to get over there. So we just need to literally cross the mountain with all the wolves. But it's fine. We are geared and prepared for such things as these. We even have a ton of lobsters that we really don't need in order to just cross the mountain here, but that's good too. There is a little bit of combat later here, so being as prepared as we can be really does pay off for the whole hardcore business. Eventually there's a shortcut here, and a shortcut here, and boats that go to the other areas, but for now it is just us and a mountain. Now, once we get over to Catherby, we've got a few more things we need to get. Barging into another house, this time in Catherby, we need to get insect repellent. We're going to be repelling some insects later in the quest. And then the last item that we need, we could technically get it during the quest, but just for the flow of things here, we're going to go kill a giant bat and get one of its drops. Giant bat is level 44. We're going to... And it casts magic. Bats are magical. Magical. Get some bat bones. There we go. And now, we head over to Camelot Castle. The Camelot teleport spell does not exist yet, and we don't have the magic level to use it, even if it did. So, this is still the only way to get over here with the White Wolf Mountain and all that. So, barging on in here into Camelot Castle. Looking pretty fancy. We can talk to King Arthur. Welcome to my court. I am King Arthur. Very cool. I want to become a Knight of the Round Table by starting Merlin's Crystal. Well, in that case, I think you need to go on a quest to prove yourself worthy. My knights all appreciate a good quest. Unfortunately, our current quest is to rescue Merlin. Back in England, he got himself trapped in some sort of magical crystal. We've moved him from the cave we found him in, and now he's upstairs in his tower. I will see what I can do then. Talk to my knights if you need any help. There's been some talk over the years of getting rid of the whole King Arthur storyline, but nothing's really come of that as of yet, so. And it's many different quests connected to other things. You could just change their names, I guess, but that'd be kind of weird. Anyways, we need to talk to some of the knights here. See if we can get some information about how to save Merlin. There's got a bunch of knights wandering all over the place. We need to talk to specific ones. Most of them don't really have much information to give us, hilariously. So we're going to talk to Sir Gawain here. Good day to you, sir. Any ideas how to get Merlin out of the crystal? I'm a little stumped myself. We've tried opening it with anything and everything. Ask him again. Do you know how Merlin got trapped? I would guess this is the work of the evil Morgan Le Fay. And where could I find her? She lives in her stronghold to the south of here, guarded by some renegade knights, led by Sir Mordred. Alright. Any idea how to get into Morgan Le Fay's stronghold? No, you got me stumped there. You would think they'd be a little more helpful. Sir Kay here is not even helping here with us. Any ideas getting into Mordred's fort? Mordred? So you think he may be involved with the curse upon Merlin? Good a guess as any, right? I think that you may be onto something there. Unfortunately, his fortress is impenetrable. I'll figure something out. Sir Palamedes. What do you want with me? Got any ideas? Nope. Yep. They are somewhat helpful. Got more guys up here. We got Sir Tristram, Sir Peleus, Sir Bedivere, and Sir Lancelot. Greetings. I am Sir Lancelot, the greatest knight in the land. What do you want? Any ideas how to get into Morgan Le Fay's stronghold? That stronghold is built in a strong defensive position. It's on a big rock sticking out into the sea. There are 2 ways in that I know of. The large, heavy front doors, and the sea entrance, only penetrable by boat. They take all their deliveries by boat. And that is the information that we needed to act upon. We're not going to be able to barge through the heavy front doors because they are well barred in their well-defended fort location. So what we need to do is go with the sea entrance. If we're looking at any boats that exist nearby, there's only the one. One of these. This one? I think it's this one. That's a fishing vessel. Basically, we need to talk to Arhines here. There he is. It's more clear that he is the boat guy when there's not this mess of fishing boats and docks and stuff and the charter crew and... Anyways, we need to get over there, right there. So we need to talk to Arhin here. Hello, would you like to trade? I have a variety of wares for sale, as well as a specialty supply of pineapples and seaweed. That doesn't exist yet. Is that your ship? Yes, I use it to make deliveries to my customers up and down the coast. These crates here are all ready for my next trip. Deliver to that fort just down the coast? Yes, I do have some orders to deliver there from time to time. I think I may have some bits and pieces for them when I leave here next, actually. Could you drop me off on the way down, please? I don't think Sir Mordred would like that. He wants as few outside visitors as possible. I wouldn't want to lose his business. That's fair. So, what we're gonna do is go there anyways. Search this crate, find nothing. Search this crate and find nothing. We need to find a specific crate here. Moved around as it is. Hiding crate. There we go. Crate is empty. Just about big enough to hide inside. You think? Questionable. Would you like to get inside the crate? Yeah. Climb inside the crate and wait. Ooh, we're very sneaky. Look how sneaky we're being. You wait, and wait, and wait. You hear voices outside the crate. Is this your crate, Arhin? Yeah, I think so. Pack it aboard as soon as you can. I want a tight schedule for deliveries. You feel the crate being lifted. Ooh, wow, this is pretty heavy. I never knew candles weighed so much. Quit your whining and stow it in the hold. You feel the crate being put down inside the ship. You wait, and wait. Cast it off. Feel the ship start to move. Feels like you're now out at sea. Ship comes to a stop. Unload Mordred's deliveries onto the jetty. Aye, aye, Captain. Feel the crate being lifted. You hear someone mumbling outside the crate. Stupid Arhin, making me candles ever weigh this much. Hurts. Union about this. If my ship be different. Stupid Arhin. Feel the crate being put down. Would you like to get out of the crate? Nah, I'm good. You wait, and wait, and wait. Would you like to get out of the crate? No. You wait, and wait. Alright, now we're good. Climb out of the crate. And that brings us right over here. It's definitely less impressive with the draw distance. When it looks like you wouldn't be able to see the ships or Catherby or the mountain. But here we are at the fort. And we can barge right in here. We got some renegade knights that know better than to mess with us. We'll head upstairs and go find this Sir Mordred. See what he has to say about this. Hello, Sir Mordred. You dare invade my stronghold? Have at thee, knave. One hit. And then Morgan Le Fay shows up. Stop, please, spare my son. Tell me how to untrap Merlin and I might. You have guessed correctly that I am responsible for that. I suppose I can live with that fool Merlin being loose for the sake of my son. Setting him free won't be easy, though. You will need to find a magic symbol as close to the crystal as you can. You will then need to drop some bat's bones on the magic symbol while holding a lit black candle. This will summon a mighty spirit named Thrantax. You'll need to bind him with magic words. Then you will need the sword Excalibur, with which the spell was bound, in order to shatter the crystal. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. So where can I find Excalibur? The Lady of the Lake has it. I don't know if she'll give it to you, though. She can be rather temperamental. And what are the magic words? You will find the magic words at the base of one of the Chaos Altars. Which Chaos Altar? I cannot remember. Okay, I will go do all that. Morgan Le Fay vanishes. Alright. So, that is a lot of things we need. We need magic words from a chaos altar. Bat bones we have. A black candle. And Excalibur. Get out of here, bat. So, first thing we're gonna do is get a lit black candle. If we go and talk to the candle maker here, you could make us a candle. Would make enough sense. Hi, would you be interested in some of my fine candles? Got any black candles? Black candles? In the candle making trade, we have a tradition that's very bad luck to make black candles. Very bad luck. I'll pay good money for one. I still don't know. Tell you what, I'll supply you with a black candle if you can bring me back a bucket full of wax. That is actually pretty easy to do. There's beehives right over here. This is where we need the insect repellent. Use on the beehive. Pour the insect repellent on the beehive. You see bees leaving. And then we try to get some wax from the beehive. You fill the bucket from the hive. Bees fly back in the hive as the repellent wears off. Now, there you go. Simple as that. One bucket full of wax. Just what you want to see. Have you got any wax yet? Yes, I have some now. Exchange the wax with the candle maker for a black candle. Interesting though. He said it was bad luck to make black candles, but he either made one in the time it took us to go get that bucket of wax, or already had one prepared. Suspicious. And now it's lit. That's good. Next up, we need to go talk to the Lady of the Lake in order to get Excalibur. But that is back over in Taverley. So we get to go back across White Wolf Mountain. Technically we would teleport to Falador or something. Might be faster. But we need to move more in that direction anyways after this, so this is fine. Let's just get over to the Lady of the Lake. The Lady of the Lake is, unsurprisingly, out here by the lake. Hi there. Good day to you, sir. I seek the sword Excalibur. I have that artifact in my possession. 'Tis very valuable, and not an artifact to be given away lightly. I would want to give it away only to one who is worthy and good. And how am I meant to prove that? I shall set a test for you. First, I need you to travel to Port Sarim, then go to the upstairs room of the jeweler's shop there. Okay, that seems easy enough. To Port Sarim, you say? We're going to teleport to Falador. For quite some time, actually getting to Port Sarim proper is a bit annoying, because the only teleport nearby is really Falador. But over time, more teleports become available to other, even slightly closer locations. But for now, we have to be content with Falador teleport, which was a little bit lazy of us there, going from Taverley to Falador, but that's fine. I've got these runes. I'm gonna use them. Save myself a little bit of time here at least. Let us get over to the jewelry shop here in Port Sarim and head to the upstairs room. But first, a beggar spawns. And since we clicked on the door diagonally, he's actually underneath us. Okay. Please, kind sir, my family and I are starving. Could you find it in your heart to spare me a simple loaf of bread? Yes, certainly. You give the bread to the beggar. Thank you very much. Vera has turned into the Lady of the Lake. Well done, you've passed my test. Here is Excalibur, guard it well. Neat. Excalibur is a very sword-looking sword here. It's not very strong, comparatively level 30. So, compared to our Dragon Longsword, it's not too exciting. And that is why this door becomes always closing behind you. I guess you could say it's part of the security system for the jewelry shop. But that is the quest interaction there. That means you can't just have that door be open, or people wouldn't be able to click on it to get the thing to happen. In future, there is quest pop-ups when you walk through a place, but not really worth going back through and changing at this point. It's working fine. It's not like people are constantly trying to go into the jewelry shop, really, so it works out. So now, all we need is the magic words. We pop over to Varrock here. There is a Chaos Altar down in the southeast corner here. This area is still under construction after the player-owned houses have moved out of this area. So, different things are here, and later there will be even more things. What all you need to do is check the Chaos Altar. You find a small inscription at the bottom of the altar. It reads, Snarthon, Canditrick, Tormento. And those are the magic words. So, back to Falador. And then back to Taverley. And then White Wolf Mountain. And then Catherby. And then Camelot Castle. Unfortunately, this part we still need to run. I'm getting really spoiled here with all these teleports. We only have so many law runes. And I guess we're going to get more of them from Chaos Druids and all that, but we will see how often we have teleports available like this. It is pretty nice. It is pretty nice. Eventually there is going to be more options for teleports, so we'll be fine in the long run. But for now, I get to cross this mountain again instead of just walking along the shore here, because that'd be too difficult, clearly. Back into Camelot Castle grounds here. This gate also shuts behind you for a very similar reason to the door back over there in Port Sarum. Future quests are going to happen here. It's going to be a whole thing. But luckily, we've got a convenient magical area here. Got a glowing symbol on the ground here. We got our lit black candle. Drop some bat bones. And summon a mighty spirit. Now, what were those magic words again? This is the part where you don't want to mess this up, or you'll be attacked by Thrantax the Mighty. It is Snarthon, Cantrick, Tormento. Not Snarthtrick, Candanto, Turmon. Not Snarthanto, Candon, Termtrick. Snarthon, Cantrick, Tormento. Gah! Thou hast me in thine control. So that I mayst return from whence I came, I must grant thee a boon. What dost thou wish of me? I wish to free Merlin from his giant crystal. Ah! The deed is done. Thou mayest now shatter Merlin's crystal with Excalibur. And I can once more rest. Be gone, and leave me once more in peace. Neat. Excalibur. Very neat. So we just need to bring this to the giant crystal that is right back over here in the castle. Up in one of the towers. Open here. A lot of doors we need to open. That's alright. Up the ladder. Up the other ladder. And here is a giant crystal with a Merlin inside. So we just need to smash the giant crystal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not fun being trapped in a giant crystal. Go speak to King Arthur. I'm sure he'll reward you. Yay, we did it. And Merlin is out of here. Got some shards of crystal there. Alright. So that's good. And now we just need to go talk to King Arthur. Right here. I've freed Merlin from his crystal. Ah, good job. Well done. I dubbed thee a Knight of the Round Table. You are now an honorary knight. Yay. That is quest complete. 6 quest points and Excalibur is the correct reward here. And later, we can get kudos and an XP lamp at the Vark Museum. So that's gonna be fun. Yay. No experience for that quest, but 6 quest points is pretty good as far as quest points are concerned. So can't really complain about that. And now, there's just one quest left on this day here. But we still need to do more training before we're ready for that. And so, we're going to head back over to Lumbridge, get a pickaxe, and head back to the crafting training. For crafting experience, which we still need a lot more of, and money, and I guess mining and smithing a little bit, and for something very AFK. So that's all gonna work out. Don't need the hatchet, candle, insect repellent, Excalibur, these bat bones, a tinderbox, lobster pot, or any of these lobsters. And for inventory's sake, we're gonna drop the other runes here too, because the trips between the mine and the furnace don't want to make extra trips. There's a whole pile of stuff on the floor. But at least this time, we have our equipment. Except for the amulet, I guess. Also, silver doesn't give gems now, for whatever reason, so we're not even working towards having a chance to get a gem from a geode at all. So, well, that's fine. Back to the mines. 54 crafting. That is Water Battle Staff, Duskweed Hood, Mystic Robe Bottom, Power Burst Vial, and Bomb Vial. The Battle Staffs are soon. Other stuff, less so. 57 mining. That is increased stamina. Actually useful. Oh, mining and smithing rework. It's a thing. But what isn't a thing is this crafting grind. The whole idea here was to get 66 crafting to make an air battle staff to train magic with at least tier 30 damage, because of how the evolution of combat caps based on your weapon or spell. Unfortunately, that is not going to work. That is not going to work at all. The dream of getting an air battle staff, and eventually even a mystic air battle staff very soon here, relies on being able to actually craft the said battle staff. 66 crafting would be a possibility. It would just be a lot of silver here. Entirely doable. It's the other part that is a problem. Yes, it's 66 crafting to craft an air battle staff. But it's also level 66 magic to make the air orb to put on the staff. So, getting 66 magic to make a weapon to train at level 30 magic, that doesn't work. And there is no other options for magic weaponry of the air variety. Technically, battle staffs will exist here pretty soon, but only the ones without any orb on top, which would mean we would need to go buy air runes. So many air runes at the quadruple cost and limited supply. So it's simply not going to work. And so, instead of the 66 crafting grind at silver, where we get some mining and smithing experience and a bunch of gold, we are replacing this with the magic grind, where we take a staff of air, go to Lumbridge, and attack chickens for so very long. I'm going to test out the magic experience rates here, but it's not going to be good. At least chickens have the ridiculously busted experience, but we're still staff of air, and that's our only option. 38 magic. That is nothing. Good news, this is like 25,000 XP per hour. Bad news, we're gonna need to do this like level 60. So that is a very solid 10 hours of casting wind spells with a level 1 staff against chickens. Not ideal. Not what I wanted to do for my magic training. But we do what we must. Because we can. So, it's going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of other massive grinds that I've found that are going to be very awkward very soon. And also, things we also need to do. We've got a lot of goals, a lot of planning. It's not quite so simple here, unfortunately. Chicken time. 39 magic. That is nothing. 40 magic. Milestone level. All sorts of good stuff that we won't be able to have. That is House Teleport, Necromancer Equipment, God Miters, Mystic Staffs, Animal Staffs, Necromancer Staff, Catalytic Staff, Brile Equipment, Split Bark, Wand and Orb, Spine Beam Staff, Spine Beam Wand, Catalytic Wand, Brile Orb, Catalytic Orb, and Dagonhai Armor. There's the Mystic Air Staff that I wanted to have to train to level 60 that we don't get to have. Sigh. 41 magic. That is Air Blast. Oh boy. I guess we can set this to Autocast Air Blast. It's gonna make our spell look bigger and do literally nothing because we're still with the level 1 staff here. And we will continue to be with the level 1 staff here. Yep. It's alright though. Another level. Very good. Probably going to be done with chicken magic here for a little bit. I've got more immediate things that need to be taken care of. one last magic level. 42. That is Void, Equipment, and Mace. Fantastic. Alright. Yeah, I'll drop the staff. And then slide towards the door, I guess. Sure. Anyways, off to try to get my amulet back. In a very unconventional way. Withdrawing all the crafting profits from last trips there. Because our cash stack up to 36,000 coins. And now, we are going big net fishing. Only need the net here. Don't need any other supplies. So we're going to be good in this regard. Net harpoon, cage harpoon. Is it net harpoon? We'll know if we get the right kind of fish. Because cage harpoon... Yep, there we go. From big net fishing, we can get mackerels, cods, bass, and caskets. Hey, achievement get. Catch a mackerel. Good. Also, there's oysters and seaweed in here, which don't exist yet. So that is some unfortunate things we're just going to need to drop on the ground. And also, leather boots and leather gloves, which is also going to be making a bit of a mess here. A lot of unnecessary clutter in these large nets. Really get all sorts of stuff going on. There's also the possibility of catching multiple things at the same time. So that's neat. Yeah, there's some leather boots. So we're going to be mostly looking for the casket here to try to get some stuff out of that. But for the other fish, we're just going to run on into town here and cook them on a range. Because there's a range in Catherby here, and it's going to give us better cooking rates than if we made a fire. It also means we don't need to go get an axe or anything, so that's just really convenient all around. There's another achievement for catching and cooking a bass. Great. It's going to be interesting to see how many bits of the achievements for the achievement diaries we get done before they even happen. Would be really awkward trying to avoid every single thing that gives an achievement, so probably not going to do that. Then we have the question of what we could sell these fish for, perhaps. You can sell the raw ones to the fishing shop, but these are cooked, so that's not going to work. 5, 7, 81. The bass might be a bit expensive. Let's see if we can pop that open in. Let's get classic here. Yeah, the smaller fish seem okay. Cook the bass. The high elk of 72. So the shop price is a little bit off on the bass, but not too crazy to worry about. And if we really wanted money, we'd just go do crafting instead. So just to speed things up here, we're just going to sell all the fish. Make our lives a little easier here. Because we're going to have to do a lot of fishing. The casket is pretty rare. And then getting the thing out of the casket that I also want is not the most common. So we will see how long it takes us to get our first casket here. Should be good. Alright, we got 2 caskets. Cool. These can have coins, gems, halves of crystal keys. All sorts of possibilities here. We find 80 coins and 320 coins. Alright. Yeah, coins are definitely the most common outcome here. So, well, that's alright. There is 59 cooking. And that is Slayer's Respite and Snipper and Etiquette Potato in Damonheim. neither of those. Another casket. Ooh, a loop half of a key. Well, that is significantly rarer than the things I'm looking for. Thanks. Even if we get a crystal key here, it's not going to be particularly helpful. But could be interesting to open it up. So maybe we hold on to this for now. We really don't need to, though. And another one in the same inventory. This one has coins. Technically, if we can go open the crystal chest, there's a chance of getting things we want in there, so. Another one. Sapphire. Alright. Well, that would be useful for making an amulet of magic if doing more magic damage would be beneficial in any way, which it's not, since we're at chicken still. Maybe I buy a chisel, cut that for a little bit of experience, sell it for a bit more. But that is more towards the direction that I want to go here. Well, not really a direction I can go, it's completely luck-based, but gems. That's what we're here for. Another casket. Cosmic Talisman. That doesn't even exist yet. Unfortunate. Yep, there is a few things in these caskets that don't exist. Like the Cosmic Talisman. And also potentially court summons. But it looks like we need to complete the related quest before we can get those. So, for now, that's going to roll differently on the table or something. I don't know. Interesting. Not something we need to worry about. 56 fishing. No unlocks for that level. Casket. Emerald. Perfect. That is exactly what I was looking for here. We'll need to get some other things later, but for right now, an emerald is just right. We will be returning here, so I think we will hold on to this loop half until we decide we don't need it. But overall, this went well enough. Going to be able to turn this into an amulet of defense, so that'll be good. Just need to go get all the different things required for that. And there's a lot of steps to making an amulet here. Going to need a pickaxe, going to need an amulet mold, a ball of wool, so we're going to need wool. We're going to accidentally get some agility experience crossing the stile to go to the sheep. We're going to need some shears, we're going to need a cosmic rune, we're going to need some air runes. So to get a cosmic rune, we're going to need to go fight some things. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. And we don't want to sell all the fish here, since we're going to have to also do some combat to get the cosmic rune. So we'll start by crafting this emerald. Brilliant. And we don't have any teleports, so first thing we need to do is cross back over the mountain. Alright. So, lots of things to go get. Level 36 prayer. Off of the big bones here at Hill Giants. That is nothing. Well, that is not the drop I needed here. But there's another emerald. Could have just come here and got that. But drop chances and everything. Cool. Well, that is also not what I was looking for. Giant Champion Scroll. Okay. Wow. That is very rare. It had a shining, glowing beam and everything. And it announced it in the news chat here. That is 1 in 5,000. And there is 54 strength. which is much more mundane than getting a champion scroll. Unfortunately, this does not exist until December 2005, so we need to drop our champion scroll. Sad times. 54 strength is nothing, and then 57 constitution is also nothing. Well, that's fine. We're getting all sorts of interesting drops here. We got herbs and secondaries and salvages. Still, not the one thing I came here to get. My goodness. Alright, there we go. Cosmic runes. That was more eventful than I expected. My goodness. And we got 2 Terramins here, but only picked up 1 Limpwort, so we're just going to drop one of those. And continue on to the next pieces that we need here. Luckily, we did not need to go get additional food, so that's good. Selling salvages. All kinds of them. Killing a unicorn in 1 hit to grab a unicorn horn. 2 pieces of wool. 2 balls of wool. Gold ore. An amulet mold. Gold bars. Emerald amulets unstrung. Emerald amulets strung. And 3 air runes. With that, we can enchant an emerald amulet into an amulet of defense. And we are back to where we were before going to Entrana. But also with a dragon longsword now. So that's pretty cool. Would enchant the other emerald amulet, but there's no benefit for doing so, so I'm not going to. Save myself a few coins not buying those air runes, I guess. And now we're going to go to Entrana. We're going to be taking just a very short trip to Entrana. Drop a bunch of stuff we don't need. Also, dropping this loop half for inventory sake purposes. The chances of getting the other piece before getting what I'm actually looking for is low. And it's going to help us in the short term to not have that. So, all this on the ground, that's fine. Emerald Amulet we can actually bring with us to Entrana, because it's not enchanted. We need to take off all of our equipment here. And very, very temporarily, drop it on the ground. Not something I love to do here. But as long as we're not gone for a huge amount of time, we'll be fine. Unless we disconnect, then our stuff is gone. But anyways, these are things we need to risk. Buy pestle mortar. And while we're here, I guess we'll buy some vials. And back off Entrana. They don't want us bringing dangerous stuff here, but they're fine with us leaving it in a pile on the ground. Take all that back. Alright. So yeah, actually getting the pestle and mortar is not too bad. We can deal with it, essentially. But now what we need to do is fill some vials here and do some herb lore. From the Hill Giants, we've got a Guam, which is an attack potion. If we go and grab a Eye of Newt here, should have done that. Eye of Newt. And that is 25 experience. With a Terramin and a Limpwort Root. That is a Strength Potion for 40 experience. And a Marintil and a Crushed unicorn horn for unicorn horn dust. And that is an anti-poison for 50 experience. I think I've got a new strategy for training some herblore here, which is going to be very good. So I'm going to go and try that out. Finish emptying the inventory at a general store here. Regular emerald amulet, goodbye. Rest of the bass, goodbye. And now, we are up in Edgeville. We're going to be going to... I don't think this place exists yet. Never mind. Well, the place I wanted to go doesn't exist. But this unicorn still does. So we're going to do a bit of a strategy here. We're going to be making attack potions and anti-poison potions. And to do that, we need unicorn horns. So we're going to hop worlds here at this unicorn spawn to collect some horns. And then bring those with us over to the dungeon, get herbs, make potions, bring back more things. Unfortunately, it's only one spawn, which isn't great. So, this is going to be a little awkward, but every time we get a unicorn horn here, it is a guarantee of herblore XP when we get a Marintil. So, this is going to be worth it in the long run. Then once we have enough unicorn horns, we just grind them up with our pestle and mortar. I think I'm going to try out bringing 5 per trip here. See how that goes. And if it does not go well, we can always change it up a bit. 17 herblore. Nothing. Over here with these guys, we are getting many one-hits, so that's nice. And we got some Guams in the vials, Marintils, becoming anti-poisons to drop. It's a bit more of a inventory management business here at this point, but since we're making actual potions out of multiple herbs now, it's pretty good. I have brought an absolute pile of unfinished potions and herbs back here to Port Sarim. And so, we're gonna pick these up, make some attack potions, drop them, pick up more of my supplies, get 18 herblore. That is a quest requirement, weak rejuvenation potions, and Guthix Rest. Nifty. We're gonna just drop. With the amount of inventory space it's gonna take, we're probably gonna need to drop these attack potions further away, unfortunately. The loot inventory is nice, but it doesn't get you everything. So, loot all that. Yeah, that's pretty good. More eyes anew here for more attack potions. And then we also have a few Marintil potions, and we're going to need to get some water to get 2 more attack potions here. Empty these, drop these. The 5 unicorn dust worked out nicely enough. So we're going to make 3 of them and drop them. And there is 19 herblore. So we empty 5 of these, drop this, get water. We're just going to end up dropping the 3 anti-poisons that we make back at the unicorns, because I don't want to have to find another water source to use between. We should be able to use a water source in Falador, but since we can just bring the water here anyways, it's not a huge deal. But 19 herblore. That is Guamtar. An interesting prospect for the future. Potential weapon that might actually work and be useful, range is going to be a problem. We will not worry about that right now. We're currently more concerned about magic, but yeah. Very nice pile of Herblore XP there. Really is working out. 20 Herblore. Now we can clean Harlander. And that is actually correct, too. So that is another herb added to our arsenal. Can't actually do anything with it yet. So that's something. And even when we can, we're going to probably have to wait for an update before it's useful. But that is also a nice milestone level. So there's that. 55 strength. And also 69 combat. Pretty cool. That is granite equipment and assault ability. Those aren't out yet. And now that also means we're going to have a higher max hit that we can't hit here against Chaos Druids since we one-hit them. But there's still the possibility of higher average damage, so that's still helpful. An interesting way that Legacy mode works here, that I just decided to go look up, because I wouldn't have been able to choose whether I used it or not anyways, is you have a range of damage from your weapon. So you can't hit, like, 1 damage. So it's very interesting. You have a guarantee of one-hitting enemies at a certain amount of health. But overall, it's good. Got a ton more Marintil this round. And there's 21 Herblore. That is the Herbicide and Weak Poison in Daemonheim. 2 Dungeoneering things. Very cool. So many Marintil that we don't have any extra space for more vials of water, or didn't even have any extra vials really in the first place. So we're going to need to get these filled. And looked into it. There's a spot in Falador. That will do nicely. A water pump. Right here by the Falador West Bank. Fill the vials of water. And we're good to go. Ideally we would hop over there, but that shortcut doesn't exist yet. So we have to go around. Back to the Taverley Dungeon. 22 Herblore. That is Restore Potions, which actually exist. And also Gothic's Balance later. That is Harlander and Red Spider Eggs. Unfortunately, we don't really have a viable way of getting Red Spider Eggs quickly, currently. So, not going to worry about that. In the future, that will be good, though. 23 Herblore. Nothing. 56 Strength. Nothing. 24 Herblore. That is Restore Mixes and Weak Gatherer's Potions. Dungeoneering and Barbarian Potions. No. And lastly, 25 Herblore. That is cleaning Ranars, making Blamish Oil, and the final skill requirement for Hero's Quest, which is the final quest released on the first day of members here, and precisely what we are going to be doing next time. Goodbye.